Hi, everyone. Welcome to Unleash Her. I'm Roberta, and I'm your host for today's podcast. And I'm so excited to introduce you to a new friend of mine, Miss Sonia Zipster. Hi, Sonia. How are you?
Hello, Roberta. Thank you for having me on this episode, and I'm very fine. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us all the way from Germany.
Yes.
Yes. And it's evening there. So you look great, though. You look amazing.
Yeah, I just came back from my dance lessons, so I'm in a great
Ah,
energy.
yes, I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, Sonia, please just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Sonja from Germany. I live near Stuttgart, and I'm a single mom of three kids. They are 15, 18, and 20 years old. And yeah, my story is that I had breast cancer in 2015 and a second diagnosis in 2017. And at the same time, my husband left me and my mom died. So it was a tough situation for me, but also a gift. And I think that's a bit about the topic we are going to talk today about, yeah, how I had the confidence that everything turns good.
Yeah, that's a lot to be dealt with in such a short period of time. Um, so how did you deal with that? Like, you know, I know um sometimes when we're going through it, we just kind of go through things and just get not really dealing with it.
Yeah, honestly, at the beginning, when I had the first diagnosis in 2015, I was shocked, of course, because I had never thought that I would get that diagnosis. Although my mom was had breast cancer when she was the same age as I was 7 years ago. Oh no, 9 years ago.
Mm.
So I said to myself, okay, my mom survived it. Also, she got a completely different diagnosis. I always said to myself, I'm going to survive that. And I just want my old life back. I will do everything. So I went through everything. I had chemotherapy. I had radiation. I don't know all the English names of. So I went just through it. I did what I had to do, what the doctors told me, because I had that one goal to get my old life back. And yeah, after I did everything, I really had that old life back with my three kids, with my husband, with all the troubles as a mom and a working mom and with the household, everything. So I was stuck in that situation again. And half a year later, 6 months later, I got a second diagnosis. So but it was diagnosed by chance. So for me, it was okay if they found that diagnosed by chance, I think it's called. Yeah, then it's not time for me to die now. So otherwise, they wouldn't have found that cancer. And yeah, so I said, okay, I will change the clinic. I will go to another clinic. And
Yeah.
looking back on everything, I realized that I made so many important decisions, good decisions, but on the other side, they were wrong. Because the first year of first diagnosis, I made that I had a goal. Yeah, and it's so important that we have a goal. But my goal was to get my old life back. It was later that I realized that I didn't like my old life at all. So, so on the one hand, I had a goal. What's so important to have a vision, but the goal was not the right goal I had for my life. And Then when I changed the clinic, I later learned, yeah, we have to do changes. But I started changing the outside, the clinic. And later, it was also the start for my personal development. I learned that I have to change from the inside.
Oh, oh my goodness. Do you know I have said so many of those same things. When I went through some things a few years ago, I said the same thing. I just want my old life back.
Yeah.
And then I thought, ooh, maybe I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you made it through that.
Yeah, so the hard situation came later in April, May of that year, because I realized that my husband had changed. He didn't support me. And I asked him, and he said, okay, he had met another woman. And it was a quick decision between us that we wouldn't go on together. So he left after 4 weeks. And he moved out on a Sunday, and the next morning my mom died unexpectedly. So this was really the changing point in my life, because the first thing was I had to ask for help. That was not easy for me, because I was that tough, strong woman doing everything on my own. And I had my mom who helped me. I had my husband who helped me. So 2 years before, I didn't ask for help in the household. I had chemotherapy and everything, but I was able to do everything on my own with my mom and my husband. But then suddenly they were gone. So, of course, I was very angry. I was grieving and everything, but I had to ask for help, and that help was the start of everything. She was my angel, because she came, on the same day or the next day when my mom died. So, on the next day, I had that woman from the health insurance, helping me with my 3 small kids at that time. And she asked me, are you open for other stuff, spirituality and so on? So she introduced me to a spiritual healer, and that was my start for the personal development. So the first session I had with her, it was not about something voodoo stuff or something like that. She just said, oh, your lack of self-worth. And I said, oh, okay, yeah, great. So yeah, and that was, of course, the start for me to change myself. And it was not like that. It was a journey, and I'm still on that journey every day.
Yeah. Wow. Same here. Soul sisters.
Yeah. And I think there are so many women out there, and so many, of course, also men, but I speak for women. Yeah, we all have our own journey, our story, but in the end, there's so much more possible if we believe that we are capable to do it.
I know so much more. And when someone comes into your life, and gives this information to you and starts you on that journey, you just have no idea.
Yeah, I didn't
You
know.
take the first step, right?
Absolutely. I have to try. And I met so many people in the last 7 years suggesting me something. And most of the times I said, yeah, I will try it, because you never know if it might be exactly the thing you need at the moment. And if you don't try it, you can't say, yeah, it is okay, or no, it's nothing for me. So I
Yeah.
tried a lot of things. When someone said, oh, I'm learning a technique, I'm coming. You can try with me. If you need
Yeah.
someone to exercise, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said you were so independent and all of those things. And so you've always been a
Yes.
driven woman. So you had enough confidence or motivation, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny because my motivation was always, I was always telling, yeah, of course, for me was, of course, the topic, will I survive the cancer? It was not so much the divorce, it was more the cancer, being afraid of dying and not knowing what happens to my kids. So for me, I always told everybody, yes, of course, I want to live. I want to see my kids growing up, having their first boyfriend and everything. So I was always telling that story. And then there was one day when I realized I should want to live for myself. And
Yes.
I didn't know what I wanted in life. And that was a very hard time for me again, when I also ended in 2 or 3 depressions, but I didn't tell anybody. I had a mentor at my side, a coach who was helping me releasing emotions and everything. But I had 1 or 2 situations where I said, it seems everything so hard and I don't know how I can fight that anymore. And I don't think that I want to live, because there was no really a light somewhere. I was always such a happy person, and everybody was sad when I didn't show up somewhere on a party or so. They were missing me. But at that point, there was something like I had lost in the past years. So it took me a few, 3 years, where I was searching for my vision. What do I really love? What do I want in life? And twice, I thought, oh, I don't want to live anymore.
Wow.
And I was always working with a healer or a mentor and discussing, hey, what can I change? What is it? And also at that point, I was always trying. And then after 3 days, I felt this depression in myself. This was like a heavy cloud in myself, putting me down. And yeah, and I thought, oh, like now dancing is for me so much fun now. And I've been dancing now for 18 months again, and I danced before Corona was happened, and it was so, but in between there was this like a cloud in myself, that everything was black and so depressing. And yeah, yeah.
What what did you do to get through that? Were there
always
certain
Always trying. I danced here alone with music. I watched movies sometimes that were very funny. I remember I was out with 3 friends, and I asked them for film recommendation because I wanted to laugh. I wanted to have fun, but I don't like stupid funny movies. They must just be funny, so that I could laugh from my heart. And I found one, and I was lying on the sofa watching this film, and I would have fallen down from the sofa if I wasn't already lying on it. So it was so funny, and I felt so much joy and fun in myself. But of course, it was not lasting. But it was always trying and trying. And yeah, now I found my vision working with single moms. I run also a podcast, and I've got new people in my surrounding as well, who are spiritual working, who are in personal development, who want to thrive. And that gives me, yeah, I want to help other people. And that's something that really drives me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that,
But
because you don't realize too that by helping others, it's still helping you. You're still healing through all that. And it's just such a good feeling, isn't it?
yes, absolutely.
to be able to do that. I mean, we definitely have the single mom thing in common, and I tell you what, you can tell people it is not always easy.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, and I love that you really focus on single moms.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's your podcast, right?
Yes, it's also where other single moms share their story. And I think it's so important that we hear stories from other women, uplifting stories. So I only speak about
Yeah.
uplifting stories. I don't want to hear other
Yeah.
stories. Of course, we all have them, and we
Uh-huh.
mentioned it shortly. It's also important to see, yeah, other women had very hard times, but they
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
And that's it about. And most of the time, we don't believe that we can make it. But if we hear and see from other people, and yeah, you speak with people from all over the world, I do. Yeah, everybody has a similar story. It's not exactly the same what we are going through, but in the end, it's all about, yes, it's possible to change your life if you make the decision.
Absolutely it is. Yes. And my children now, well, young adults, I have a 28 and almost 26-year-old son. And so, but I look at who they are today and I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
Everyone will say too, they're amazing um individuals. They really are. And so I'm like, okay, see, not only did we make it through that, but yes.
Yes, and in the end, it's their own decision. If the
Yes.
kids want to go on a path we don't like, and it's not so enlightening that path, okay, that's just maybe a path they want to experience, and it's something we also have to accept. And everything, I think it's okay. It's just the way we think about something, and it's just our thinking.
Yeah. And has this the material, like your personal development journey and all of the books that you read and all of the studying, have you passed that on to your children?
I'm trying, but it's like this. Are you with your stupid things? Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, oh, they're listening.
They are listening, and I think they are seeing and what I'm
Yeah.
doing. And when their time is coming, they will also change. Of course, I'm always saying something, but at the moment, oh, my 15-year-old daughter, she hardly speaks with any of us. So she says, "Oh, don't look at me like that. Don't speak to
Mhm.
me.
Right.
Oh, leave me alone." But for example, I use essential oils a lot.
Mm.
And when they go on holiday with their dad or alone, they always come and say, "Do you have an oil for me for this or that?" So that's for me also something I know they will go and they will ask me about different topics, and
Uh,
they will see, or they already see how I change. And it's all about being a role model.
yes. Yes, it is. Watch out. Pretty soon they're gonna be acting just like you.
Yes, absolutely. For example, I used to scream a lot. I would say until 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, I was like from 0 to 180, wow, like that. And but now on my journey, it's a few months ago, I said to my kids, "Do you recognize that I don't scream anymore?" And they were looking at me and they said, "Yeah, that's true." So yeah, I'm not that person anymore. So it's visible, and sometimes we maybe my kids do not really realize that because they see me every day and we live together. And so but a lot of people in the outside, they see that I changed.
Oh, same here. We
Mhm.
definitely are on the same journey. So I used to be the same way. I said I used to like freak out if somebody spilled something. Oh my gosh, Yeah. And
Yeah,
now I'm like, okay, just clean it
yeah,
up.
yes,
No big
absolutely.
deal.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Isn't that
Um,
funny?
yeah, absolutely. So, and it's so much easier to live. It's so much
Yes,
more fun.
it is. It
A
is.
month ago, I met a friend and I used to work with her. And she said, do you remember 7 years ago when you got your second diagnosis and your husband left? You were so pissed off of everything with your kids and so. And I said, no, I can't remember. I can't remember. And
Yeah.
it was, and she said, and now you're so a different person. And yeah, and it's so interesting that people from the outside, they can see how you changed. And
Yeah.
it's so nice. It's a good confirmation for myself, but of course it's more important that I see it and that I acknowledge myself for that. But yeah, I'm so much happier about my life now.
Oh, I love that. So there's like you worked with mentors and coaches and so um so there's little things that you do now to change your day. Do you journal? Do you do affirmations or um do you just try to stay like higher energy with your dancing and just doing what you love?
I try to do more of the things I love, and
Yeah.
I'm in mentor. At the moment, I work close with my mentor because I help her to set up her mentorship for other women. So I'm mentoring other women as well. And but I hear every day podcasts on YouTube. There's so much, and audiobooks, and I do meditation.
Mhm.
I have weeks where I do a lot of journaling and then gratitude, and then I have weeks where I don't do gratitude or written gratitude. Then I do something else. So it's also important that we be a bit flexible and try new things. And
Mhm.
yeah, and of course, it's also important to have a discipline to do something regularly. I started 6 months ago with a morning routine, doing my bed. I didn't do that before. And I
Okay.
really experienced that it makes a difference. It really
Yes,
makes a difference to make your bed in the morning. And it's so funny um, that such a simple thing makes a difference in your life.
it does. Yeah, I
And
love that.
And I have a second routine doing yoga in the morning, 10 to 30 minutes. When I don't have so much time, it's just 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And if I have more time, then it's 30 minutes. But I have few exercises from yoga, and in between, I stand there and meditate a bit and um, how do you say it in English? Yeah, I ground myself and I don't know but where I ground myself and I also connect with my higher self and everything. So that's 30 minutes where I only take time for me.
Yeah. You didn't do that before?
Not like that. I've been in yoga classes, of course, several times before, but now I have that routine that I guess I only skipped twice with yoga
Mm.
because I was very late to go to the office. And one morning I was so angry in myself. It was a transformation. Then I was like a little child, and I said, "No, today I want to do it," like that. So it was just yeah, like a kid who is doing something, especially to show someone else that you are angry like that. So yeah, so but for 6 months I'm doing that now, and it really is a great start in the morning for me.
Yes. Starting off your day with a little yoga and making your bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that, huh? But before, when the children were little, and it's crazy, isn't it? You're raising children and they're going to school and you're getting up and it seems like chaos.
I was completely unaware of everything. It was just getting up, living through the day, going to bed.
Yeah.
Of course, I went cycling and I went for running sometimes, and I did this and that, but I was not really, no, it was just living through the day, living through my life. And I guess that was the reason why all these things happened in my life. The cancer, that my husband left and my mom died. It was a sign for me to change my life.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that. I was able 2 years later, when my husband left me, that I could thank him that he left, and I could see that he was very relieved about that.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's huge that you could do that.
Yeah, and in the end, it was really a gift he was giving to me, because I don't know if I would sit here
Yeah.
if I hadn't made that change in my life. And it was
Right.
only possible because he left me and my mom died.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So it took you a couple years to get to that point?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would say the first 2 or 3 years I started with that healer and listening to a bit, to some stuff I found on YouTube, but I was not so deep into that, into personal development. I guess that started later when Corona happened.
Mhm.
Another gift for me, I have to say, because I took a lot of time. Yeah, for me, it's a very huge gift that time. I started with a self-healing course, with I became a healer, did Reiki and other healing courses so I could help other people. And I worked hard on myself. I mean by that I did a lot daily. And I think it's not about really hard working, but constantly working on yourself. That's very important. And for me, everything starts with the mindset, that you believe in your mind that it is possible, and that you start doing, yeah, um, little steps.
Right. And then when you saw, you're like, whoa, look at where I'm at. I have got to help others.
Yeah. And I really love to do that. And I could speak about healing, personal development, and that life is so much easier when you start changing and when you don't judge so much other people, and in the first place yourself. And I'm still doing that because I'm still on my journey. But the more I work on that, the more I get aware. I have an example. I started running a month ago, again. I've been running a lot. I already ran 2 half marathons, the last one 5 years ago, but I didn't practice running in the last 5 years. So I started 1 month ago, and it was very hot here. So I said I would go in the evening, and we had school holidays at that time, and my kids wanted to eat in the evening. So we were struggling in, when can I go for my run? It's too early, it's too hot. kids didn't want to eat too early. So what shall we do? So one evening I had barbecue with them. And then 1 hour later, I went for my run. And I was sitting on our veranda and putting my shoes on. And after 2 minutes, I realized my self-talk saying all the time, wow, it will be a tough run. My stomach is so full and boy, it's going to be a tough run. Wow, it's really, poo. Yeah, really. And at the moment I realized what I was telling myself, I realized how my energy in my whole body went against zero, and it really felt so heavy in my body, all my cells. And then I had to laugh because I realized what I was telling myself, and then I stopped that and I changed it, and I really could feel, and it was such an amazing experience I made at that moment, realizing how your self-talk influences your body, everything. And so it's no wonder that so many people are ill and have some disease. And if we start becoming more aware of our self-talk.
Oh, awareness is everything. But talking about how holding on to things, or we're not really sure, but something from our past can cause like harm to our body.
Yes.
And I totally see that now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had so many issues a few years ago. And so, not that I'm not going to ever deal with anything, but I feel amazing today. And I say that too.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it funny though, because now I'm used to feeling pretty good most every days. So when I'm off, if I have a headache, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like everything. And then I have to notice that and be like, okay, quit giving it attention, go rest, or do something different.
Yes, absolutely. Asking what is needed at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have that headache?
Uh-huh.
Or something else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Why am I stressed out? What gave me this? And then if you can't do anything, go relax.
Yeah.
Go rest.
Yeah.
I love that. We always say rest is the best medicine.
Yeah, sometimes absolutely, yes. And sometimes, of course, you shouldn't be too lazy to do something.
Oh, for
You also
sure.
need to do action. It's all
Uh-huh.
about also doing the action if you want a change.
Yes, but I don't know, just raising kids and everything. It's like you push it so hard for so long. It's so nice to just slow down just a little bit.
Absolutely. And you don't have to do everything on your
Yeah.
own.
No.
And it doesn't have to be, yes, so clean, or I don't know.
Oh, you can say that again. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, nope, it's fine. I'll get to it. We
Yeah.
got to let those things go. Oh, that's so good. I love that. And what's your podcast called?
Ambitious Single Moms, Stories of Strength and Success.
Oh, I love that.
It's on YouTube.
Yes. Okay. Is your YouTube, is that your name?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have all of your information in the bio too. So yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my.
other women share their stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen in.
Mm.
If you're a single mom or also other women, it's so important just to see that you can change something in your life if you want it. Of course, you can stay where you are, but if you're not happy, you have to do something, and it is possible.
Yeah. I just realized something. So as we're talking here today, I've always said parenting is the hardest job you'll ever do. And then I just realized, Sonia, that I shouldn't say that.
No, exactly that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I'm so good at so many things, but and no, I think we make it hard. We make it difficult. It doesn't have to be.
no, it doesn't have to be. Nothing
Yeah.
has to be
No,
bad, difficult, hard, or something
no.
like that. It's it's everything is um what you decide it is.
Yes. Yeah. And I think too, I mean, I was listening to something today and they said our job as a parent is just to keep our children safe.
Yeah.
Let them make decisions and decide who they want to be, what they want to do when they grow up.
Absolutely. We sometimes think as a mom or a dad that we have to save them. But what if they need that experience to
Mhm.
create their own life? Sometimes we have to put our hand on the what do you call it? On the heat? No, on
Yeah.
the fire?
Burner, fire, or
Yes, on the
however.
fire.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. I knew what you were saying.
Kitchen.
Yes, that's how we learn.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't protect them our entire lives. And sometimes we would like to do that, but
Yeah.
um what yeah, it's
Yeah, for
been
example, 3 months ago, my youngest daughter, she had to train for school. She went running, and we had dinner shortly before, and she said, "I will go running." And I thought for myself, okay, I wouldn't go 10 minutes after dinner, but I didn't say anything.
Mm,
She came back and she said, "Well, it was tough. I couldn't do it because I think I had eaten too much." And
yeah.
I thought, yes, but she has to make her own decision, experience. So next time she maybe
Mhm.
remembers, okay, I did that last time. It was not good, so I will wait an hour.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Yep, they have to figure it out for themselves.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yes.
oh, I love it. Whoa. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience before we jump off of here?
I could speak for hours. There are
I
so many.
had to
So,
check our time there, but yeah.
no, yeah, it's of course. I would say, yeah, everything's possible. Believe in yourself and just try it. So Edison didn't say I failed. He said I try. I found 10,000 ways how it doesn't work, and now we have the light. So
Yeah.
just try and do something. It's about trying something, doing something, and if you realize it's not what you want, then try something else. Don't judge it.
Oh, so good. Gosh, it's such a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, thank you that I was able to speak here and
Yeah.
share my journey. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. And we're going to be talking again soon.
Yes.
Isn't that right? So I'm excited about that and to tell my story on your platform. And thank you for being here today. Thank you for sharing your story. And, I'm excited to see what is in your future.
Yeah, we never know. Of course, we need our vision to
Mm.
to to develop
Yeah.
everything. And so my vision is big, including a lot of ambitious single moms,
Mhm.
and we will see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Let's do it. So good. Thank you, Sonia. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. This is so good. We're here to help others, single moms, single parenting, all of the above. Anyone that is like, you have this confidence, you have it inside of you. And finding your purpose also is a journey. isn't it,
Absolutely.
Sonia?
Yes, absolutely.
It is. You don't just become this person one day. It's we know that we have all of these things in front of us. So I love encouraging. I love hearing others that are also as encouraging as Sonia as well. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And I love to leave my podcasts with what my grandma used to say. And she used to always say, see you later.
See you later.